Welcome back to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel, where you get daily and consistent hot topics in music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As you come into the chat, drop your crowns and your elephants and let me know where you're watching from. This is our weekly recap of Love and Marriage Huntsville. We're already halfway through the season, and there's still a lot to talk about. They're still in Vegas, and you know I have a lot to say, and we will be taking your callers once we get to 100 likes. Let's get to 100 likes. Shout out to our Team Kempire and Royal Court members. If you'd like to become a member of the channel, head on over to TheKempire.com, and shout out to my texting community. You guys send me so much information. You guys make me laugh. There's so much conversation that's happening behind the scenes. If you'd like to be a part of our texting community, head on over to TheKempire.com. Okay, guys, I'm testing things out because, as you know, I will be traveling. So I want to make sure the sound is good. You know, I usually have my whole studio set up. I'm testing things out. We've been doing this since last week. Let me know how I sound in the chat. What's going on? Hey, Danielle. Hey, Darren. Hey, Allie. Shout out to my mods. I appreciate you all being here and holding it down. Camila, what's going on? TG. Finally, Justice. Lucinda. What's going on? What's going on? I love when I come into the chat and you guys are already having conversations. What's going on, Diana? What's going on, Allie? What's going on, Susie? Susie got lots to say. She said, Martel makes me so angry. He has absolutely no right to tell Mel what to do. He's worried about a song. He has a baby with his mistress. Ugh. I love strong opinions. I love strong opinions. Thank you, Lucinda. That's good to know because, last week we tested out the laptop with my Yeti mic, but this week I wanted to test it out without the mic because I don't want to travel with a mic, y'all. I already have a lot to carry. If y'all don't know, I should do a video of you guys just watching me pack. It's a situation. It's a situation. But happy Sunday, guys. I hope you're having a fantastic weekend. We, of course, uploaded a new episode of my podcast. I'm still trying to be consistent. I got to give you new episodes. Our podcast, Kempire Radio, is available on all podcast platforms. It's also where I talk about things that I don't talk about anywhere else. I talk about things where I don't talk about them anywhere else. Let me see you guys to say. Thank you, Susie. We are here early because I know it's early on a Sunday, but we have a full day. We have a full day. Not only do you have a new podcast episode available, we also have our Real Housewives of Potomac recap at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. And of course, I might go live while I'm watching Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. It depends on when we finish with Potomac tonight. It's a full day. But happy Sunday, guys. Happy Sunday. As finally Justice just said, as you come into the room, be sure to like the video. It's an easy and free way of supporting the channel. And okay, y'all know I love me. If you listen to my podcast, y'all know I love my coldest water bottle. Okay? Don't forget, guys, you can get your own coldest water bottle. They come in multiple colors. They sent me this color. And honestly, this wouldn't be a color I would normally pick. But baby, when they say it keeps your water cold for 30-something hours, they mean it. I've left this overnight and it's freezing. The water is freezing. But don't worry, you get a discount code. Don't forget to use the discount code KEMP10 for 10% off your coldest water bottle. Everyone's always asking, what is your skincare routine? Well, one of the most important things is drinking water. This helps me remember to drink at least 32 ounces a day. Okay. Yes, Lucinda says I have a 64-ounce coldest water bottle. Yes, Lucinda, what's going on? Shout out to you guys that have been clicking. If you listen to my podcast, then you already know about the coldest water bottle and you already have gotten your coldest water bottle. But I decided to bring it to YouTube and share it with you guys. Get 10% off KEMP10. A link is available in the description of this video on YouTube. So if you're on Facebook, you won't see the link there because they won't let me do it before the live. Okay. Frenchie says, Kempire, you are getting ready to cross the 40,000 mark. Yay. Thank you, Frenchie. I just remembered we hit 39,000 subscribers today. Shout out to our entire new group of subscribers. Our channel is growing. As I always say, I'm always looking forward. But thank you for the reminder, French, that we should celebrate milestones. Okay. Because it's Sunday. We got to do a little preaching. Okay, so thank you. Yes, we need to focus on the milestones, and we are very close to now 40,000. the road to 50,000, then the road to 100,000, then the road to 1 million. Let our Kempire continue to grow. Let's get into this recap because, people say I'm long-winded. Yes, water is life. It's so important. It's so important. Let's talk about this. So at the top of this episode, where they left us off, Kimmy was getting out of the pool because she was so upset at Marcel and Marcel, right? I can never get his name right. Marcel and Tisha. Tisha is so shady. Kimmy is so real. We've said it before. Tisha. Sometimes I think it's for a storyline, but then I'm like, no, I think this is really Tisha. I think Tisha is very insecure. The whole conversation about Jalen and Kimmy not calling Jalen out when she needs to, and Jalen not doing his job. No, you guys are wrong. Jalen was inexperienced. You did not give him support. Being in a restaurant and you guys are not there to back him up. Restaurant business is not easy. We talked about this when it came with Candy Burris. Marcel, thank you. Thank you, Dan. I'm always going to forget. It's no disrespect. I just forget. Look, there's a lot of names to remember. There's a lot of reality shows and people got creative names, but it's a restaurant. I talked about this when we were talking about Candy overcharging at her restaurant, Blaze, if you missed that story. But they've righted that wrong. They've righted that wrong. But I said, in all fairness, I gave Candy grace. I said, restaurant business is not easy. Any business is not easy, but definitely restaurants. Restaurants come and go on the daily. Okay. So for them to put this young man that doesn't have any experience, and we've said this countless times, and then judge him so harshly when you're not there to give him any sort of support. You're not physically there to give him support, and you're not hiring anyone to give him support. And you have to remember, wait staff, some people on wait staff, they're just doing that to make a check. Some people are doing that, when you get a good waiter, you've gotten a good waiter. Like, this is their calling. And I love when I meet people like that because everyone has a job in life. Everyone has a job in life. And I love when I see someone embrace whatever job it is. And there's no looking down on whatever job it is. I love when someone can really be a good waiter, and that's when I tip them even better because I was like, you know what? You are good at this. But let's be real. There are a lot of people in the restaurant, waiting staff, that are just doing it because they're trying to do something else. Like here in New York, you see a lot of actors that do that because it's a flexible schedule, it's easy money, and they want to do other things. So you're going to have people that are flaky, people that are not going to show up. And Jalen has to deal with all of that. Daniel says, when I have a good waiter, I ask them when I come back. I ask for them when I come back. I mean, I don't go out that much, but when I have a good waiter, I'm like, because just in case you never, like I said, waiters, they come and go. Very much like restaurants. I'm not sure if I'm going to see that waiter again unless I go there regularly. And I know there are people that go to certain restaurants regularly and they just like, I need to have that particular waiter, and they know or it's a whole thing. Good service is hard to come by. And I feel for Jalen in that particular situation. The fact that Tisha and Marcel don't understand that. This is your business. This is your very first lounge, smoke shop, what do you want to call it? And you're not there. One of you should be there at all times. I don't care if Jalen's family. He's also inexperienced and he's asking for help. So I'm Team Jalen on this one. I know we don't want to get into teams, but I'm Team Jalen on this one. I'm Team Jalen. But here's the thing. Tisha says that Kimmy is wrong. Kimmy can be wrong, but not in this particular instance. Okay? But they hug it out very quickly because Tisha knows she is no match for Kimmy. But she has a lot of mouth in her confessionals. Tisha has a lot of mouth in her confessionals. And this is why I hope we have a reunion, because I want Kimmy to call Tisha out on this, because they hug it out. They get emotional. Kimmy gets emotional because I think Kimmy really does want to be a sister to Tisha. And that's why I kind of like this group of people, because I do feel like they're really friends. I don't know about Tiffany. We'll get to Tiffany. Tiffany, I mean, she was messy, in certain instances, but Tiffany's still not bringing a lot. When we talk about having personal storylines, her personal storyline this week was about missing out on getting a tattoo. So Tiffany, I don't know, Carlos. She was messy in that particular instance, and next week we see that she's going to be messy again. But you're no match for Destiny. Destiny, I was actually surprised at that time when Destiny sort of pulled back at her birthday brunch, but I think she was just so caught off guard. But Destiny, she will get you together. Don't play. Destiny will get you together, Tiffany, and then you'll go off crying like you did when Maurice called you out for talking about his son. Anyway, I jumped ahead. I jumped ahead. But Tiffany, speaking of messy Tiffany, so Tiffany, they're having breakfast. I love seeing these friends and family together in Vegas. It's actually very nice. It's heartwarming. It's heartwarming. So they're together in Vegas and they are having breakfast, eating. I love a good eat. So they're eating, and Tiffany talks about his baby mama. Martell automatically thinks she's talking about the side chick, the one that Danielle in the chat, well, a bunch of y'all follow, including Mama Wanda, follow the side chick. I'm gonna call it side chick. I'm sorry. She's beautiful though. I've seen pictures. She's beautiful. I get it, I get it, Martell. I get it. But he thinks that she's talking about her when she's talking about your baby mama of 4 kids. It was an awkward moment. There were a few awkward moments during this episode. Guys, if you're just joining us, we're talking about Love and Marriage Huntsville. And I tweeted Carlos King this morning because, we talk about this every single time we recap Love and Marriage Huntsville. I'm ready for Love and Marriage Brooklyn. Well, either way, I'm ready for another Love and Marriage, another city. But I am ready for Brooklyn. So, Carlos, I know you're going to see this. I hope you're hunting out some really great couples. Roni, the reunion was canceled. A lot of people are calling BS to Bravo for canceling it, saying that they're trying to save Ramona, especially because Ramona is going to be a part of the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip, which is coming out in November, and they don't want the bad press because both her and Luann are on it. So I tweeted Carlos and I said, Carlos, we need a Love and Marriage Brooklyn because apparently Bravo believes that New York City looks like, and I did a gif of, I think it was Ramona and, I don't remember. It was Ramona and Sonia. So I'm like, yes, a part of New York looks like this, but overall, New York City doesn't look like what Roni is. And of course, this was the first year they decided to add Ebony K. Williams, and everyone's blaming Ebony. I saw, if you don't follow me on TikTok, everything's at TheKempire. Matter of fact, let me put up my banners and stuff. There are certain content, guys, that you're not getting here on YouTube that you will get on my social media. So be sure to follow me there. But I posted a video of Ebony showing off her reunion dress. Ebony was going to slay this reunion. She was going to slay the reunion. The dress looked like she was about to get married. It was gorgeous. It was gorgeous. And we already know Ebony's gorgeous. I've digressed fully, but it's okay. It's Sunday. We can do that. We can do that. Allie says, I love Ebony. Erica says, Tiffany's whack. We over the baby mama title. It's so 10 years ago. Right. I was going to ask that question. I was like, yes, she is technically his baby's mother, but she was also his wife. So I don't know if she was just being facetious in that moment, but I get why Martell was mixed up because he doesn't take baby mama being Melody. Baby mama would be someone he just had a baby with and didn't marry and divorce. So I get that. Nicole Smith said we were talking about New York. We've digressed for a second, but we're back on Love and Marriage. We're back on Love and Marriage. In my opinion, says Mel, not a baby mama. She's the ex-wife. Tiffany needs to know that since she was both. Damn. Damn. Allie says I use sperm donor. Nora says I'm low-key annoyed that on Ebony's first reunion she doesn't get one. Not cool. I know. But I do believe the narrative that people are saying that the network was trying to save Ramona and Luann from answering the hard questions. But with that also being said, by the time they filmed this reunion and then actually put it out, no one would have watched anyway. So it really is also a money thing too. Okay. Danielle says, yeah, Tiffany needs to stop with the elementary shade. Tiffany's not bringing a lot. She brought a lot in the beginning, but I'm a little on the fence with Tiffany. But back to this. So she brings up the whole baby mama conversation. He gets confused. Okay. But the big thing that we see throughout this episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville is sort of like these couples trying to see if where Martel and Melody's heads at. It's like they want to see them come back together. Kimmy starts that conversation and Kimmy says, you know, it's weird because I met you guys together and now to see you guys apart, it's very different. I've never been in that situation when it comes to being in a friend group with couples. So I'm not sure how you would feel in that particular situation, but I hope that you guys will let me know in the comments or in the live chat or when I drop the call-in link. I didn't even look to see where we're at. Guys, let me know how many likes we have, and once we get to 100 likes, I'll drop the calling so you guys can call in and share your thoughts. I love it. Erica says she can go. Tiffany's not a good fit. Melody was acting real high school in that fight with Martel. Don't respond with his energy. Stay elevated. I agree. Thank you, Danielle. Thank you, French. All right. We're at 65. All right. Let me keep going because I have more to say about this. So speaking of Tiffany, as I said to you before, she has no storyline. The most that we got from Tiffany this episode, besides the baby mama comment, was her being a little bothered with her husband, Louis, about not being there for certain moments with the kids. What I do like about Tiffany and Louis on the show is they're giving us a different side of marriage. You know, life and love after divorce, as you saw from the thumbnail, and how they're able to co-parent. I kind of like seeing that, to be honest with you. I'm not in, some people are like, oh, you have to have drama. You got to have people fighting and shading in order to be interested. No, I need interesting characters. I will stick by that statement. I need interesting characters on this show. I need interesting characters. And I don't think she's necessarily interesting, but their dynamic is interesting. And I think a lot of people can learn, specifically Melody can learn from how they're navigating this new blended family, because eventually Melody will start dating, even though it seems as if the group wants Mel and Martel to get back together. That relationship was toxic AF, but I get where they're coming from, because if you remember, when Mel and Martel were together, they were ride or die for each other. Against everybody. It was them against the world. They were Bonnie and Clyde. But that doesn't mean that the relationship was perfect. That doesn't mean that the relationship wasn't toxic. He was cheating on her for years. And I didn't like the fact that he threw up their personal business in front of the group about them still sleeping together, and then the kids singing the song around the house. I was like, that's your person. when it comes to my relationships, I'm very private. Not only just on social media, but I'm very private, even in my friend groups. I'm not telling you about my relationship woes with my friend group. Maybe my closest friend, but even then, I'm not giving you everything, because I feel like that should stay between us and your therapist. Nicole, I agree. The group needs to worry about their own marriages, more specifically, Tisha and Marcel. Ali says, if it's toxic, it's not worth saving, especially for the kids. And I think we've learned that, right? Haven't we learned that? Didn't we learn this how many years ago from the Oprah Winfrey Show, not to stay in a marriage just for the kids? But one of the things that Marcel said in this episode that made me go, he says, when you have kids, it will make you more willing to try and work through things, and not so easy to just jump and leave, because then years down the line, you're like, you know what? I'm glad I didn't give up on this relationship. And I've always think that, because I'm always ready to be like, you know what? I'm done dealing with you. And I don't think you should always be that way. I don't think you should just, especially in a marriage that you're taking vows for, you should definitely try everything. However, I do think that Melody and Martel did try everything. I do think that the relationship just reached an all-time, this is not working. Do I think their fight in this Las Vegas trip was pre-produced? Yes. They didn't really have anything throughout the season besides those little things that we got, and it's always them fighting. I feel like it was a little put on for the cameras. I felt like they everyone was sort of like, oh, what's going to happen with them being there together? Okay. We see you, Carlos King. We know your antics. We've heard about your antics. Um, um, but I was actually happy to see Melody there and Destiny there. I do like Melody on the show. She does have moments that make sense to me. And I also see the producer side of Melody on the show where she sort of like plays up things. But I like Destiny. Destiny can stay. Destiny can stay. I think Destiny has potential. I don't really know what her storyline this season is because we're not really. She's sort of like a glorified friend of. Let's be honest. We don't see her life at home. I know we're using Real Housewives terms, but that's what we're familiar with. Remember, Real Housewives have been around for almost 20 years at this point. Almost 20 years of Real Housewives. So they're the archetype when it comes to these types of shows. Okay. So Destiny really is sort of like a friend of, because like I said, we're not seeing her and her relationship with her ex. We don't know what really happened there. Erica says, this was definitely produced. Yeah, it felt that way. Susie says, Martel is exhausting. Melody was probably just done trying to please that man. I agree. Danielle says, if we given Destiny another chance, then we need to give Tiffany another. I didn't say Tiffany needed to go. I'm not sure what Tiffany is giving. I'm not sure. We're seeing more of Tiffany's family life, though, than we are seeing Destiny. I just think Destiny has potential to be great. She's sort of not Marlo, but she's giving me Marlo vibes. She's giving what a Scala at the Real Housewives of Potomac is supposed to give. And she's not. A Scala, at least. The chicken man is gone. Allie says, way to make us feel old. How's that making y'all feel? I don't remember what I just said. Koso? Y'all know I don't know how to pronounce names. How did Martel try everything while he was still doing the side chick? Good point. That's for next season. Okay. Tiffany's boring so far. Yeah, she's not. Like, I don't look forward to seeing scenes with Tiffany. Honestly, I don't. Yes, she comes in and she drops some tea, but other than that, she can't stand behind the tea she's dropping, especially when she's confronted with it. We shall see, though. I'm open to Tiffany. I'm not ready to write her off. If I can be open to Leah in New York, I can be definitely open to Tiffany. And Leah, you can go. They better not give Leah another season. I'm sorry. I'm sidetracked. Erica says, I agree. Destiny has potential. She does. Right now, Destiny is giving me the glorified friend of. I guess they don't really consider. I don't know what they consider her on the show. I know she gets her own little, intro, but we haven't really seen like her life, right? We haven't seen her life. We just heard of her life. Commercial break, guys. I do not recommend things that I don't believe in. If you listen to my podcast, you know that I always talk about the coldest water bottle. You guys are always asking me about my skincare routine. First and foremost is always drinking enough water on a daily basis. My coldest water bottle reminds me how much water I need to be drinking, and it keeps your water cold for 30 plus hours. I think it's like 36 hours. I mean, I'm usually done with my water by then, but you just never know. If you're on a camping trip, if you're traveling, this is perfect. I'll be traveling soon, so I'm definitely going to bring this with me. It's kind of heavy, but it's all right. And shout out to the coldest water bottle for sending it like this. If you're not following me on my TikTok or my social, that's it. And don't forget, guys, there's a link available in the description of this video and 10% off discount code KEMP10. Get your water bottle today. They have multiple colors. They go from 12 ounces to a gallon. Okay, this is a 32 ounce, and I love the color. Let me bring it up closer so you guys can see it. The coldest water bottle. All right. What's going on? I love it when people come in and they say, I caught it live. Yes, we are live. We'll be live twice today, at least so far. We will be live today. Guys, don't forget that I also posted a video earlier today talking about where is Tom Girardi? Where is he? Supposedly, he's moved out of the Pasadena mansion and into that old folks' home. Sorry, senior living facility. But Ronald Richards says he sent investigators there and he hasn't seen him. But according to court documents, they said that he's officially moved into the senior living facility. If you missed that video, go check that out. There's been a lot. I'm still sitting on information about Tom Girard that I have not been able to make a video about. So check out everything that you missed this week, including stories about Wendy Williams, Aaliyah, and as I said before, a new episode of my podcast. Anyways, back from this commercial break. Let me see. French Light says, is it better than Hydro Flask? I love my Hydro Flask. I will buy one and leave it at work, especially for the 12-hour shifts. All right, French. I've never tried Hydro Flask, but I'm definitely happy with my coldest water bottle. Shout out to them. And again, if you'd like a discount for 10% off, KEMP10. Amy says, you are definitely growing on me. I love that. All right. Let's get back into this. If you guys just joining us, this is our weekly live of Love and Marriage Huntsville. I'm just going to give you a heads up. In October, that first week in October, we probably will do our live right after on Saturday evening of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Just a heads up. But I'll give you another heads up. Join the texting community so you don't miss out on new information. So let me put that up as well. All right. Okay. Okay. So Melody, she arrives and she talks about how she's working on her relationship with Martel. Like she said, she can't really be his friend because of everything that's happened, but she is trying to work on her relationship. They're trying to co-parent. I don't blame her. The way the things that went down, I think what we know is only half of what really went down and how ugly this situation got. But one of the questions I had in my mind, I was like, I wonder if every once in a while, Martel and Melody read my face. Moving on. Tisha, you are so insecure. Why are you so insecure? But at the same time, defending your allegedly philandering husband, Marcel. Oh, let me look at the poll. Hold on, y'all. Thank you for the reminder. I forgot to look at the poll. I want to see what the poll is saying. Let me do this. All right. So the poll, let me end the poll now. The poll is so close. I'm going to end the poll now. The poll is so close. So my question in the poll was, do you think Melody was wrong for allowing the kids to hear her song about Martel? Winning right now is at 37%, though. This is very close. This is so close. All three choices. 36%, Lord have changed. 36%, no, Martel needs to get over it. At second place, 33%, it says, yes, she is wrong for that. And then maybe they are both wrong, 31%. It's so close, but overwhelmingly, you guys are saying, no, Martel needs to get over it. Let's talk about that particular incident. Before we get into that particular incident, let me just talk about Tisha. Tisha asked Maurice, Marceau's brother, to watch him because she doesn't want to have to check any of these girls out here in Las Vegas. Was this a pre-produced moment or is she really that insecure? Let me know in the chat. Danny says, hold on. Danny says the kids are too young for that song. I listened to the song because I only listened to it probably one other time before. She has a great voice. The song's okay for me. It's not bad and it's not that great. I've heard worse songs, but it's not a hit. Just simply says Tisha lacks emotional intelligence. I blame Wanda and Marceau for this. Well, I think I blame more Wanda and Tisha than I blame Marceau for her emotional intelligence. French Life says, Kempire, if Mel and Martel are getting it in, a little something, Maxwell. Yeah, that was ridiculous. She's insecure. Mega says it was pre-produced. Hold on. Erica says, why are you insecure when you look like you and he looks like him? Oh my gosh. Danielle says both pre-produced and she's I'm leaning on that, Danielle. I'm really leaning on it's a mix of both. Carlos King and a mix of Tisha really just being insecure. And my thing is like, Tisha, you can't show this side of yourself and then at the same time defend Marcel, because then you look hypocritical. You look hypocritical. You're defending him in the streets, but then behind his back, you're saying to your brother-in-law, make sure no girls, Okay. Styles by JB says the kids definitely should not be singing that song. They were singing a different song according to Melody. So Melody and Martel get into a fight, a back and forth after they went, driving in I forgot what they call those things. They end up getting into, because this also seems like a very pre-produced moment, because she goes to Martel and she's like, "Oh, where are the kids?" Like, you didn't know where the kids were. That was your instance to ask them where the kids were, not when you first got there. So Martel gets aggressive. Let's be honest. Martel got aggressive with her, telling her to shut up, and then bringing up the song. And then she's like, "You guys want to see my video?" Melody, I feel like Melody understands the assignment, because she could have easily diffused that conversation and it would have been over. But it's a reality show, so she understood, I'm going to take it to the next level. I'm going to take it to the next level. But the way that Martel was sort of like, Maurice was trying to pull him away, he was getting aggressive. He was getting aggressive. And I was just like, why are you getting so aggressive? Were you this aggressive in the home in front of the kids? Because even if you're not making contact, just the threat of this large man coming at a woman, that's scary. Even in that particular incident. Oh, it's just I forgot that Beyonce. You guys know what I'm talking about. Shout out to Tiffany Pollard. He called her Beyonce. I holler. Mel started this just so she can show her video. Girl, bye. I still haven't watched the video. I listened to the song, but I didn't watch the video. I like Mel's voice, though. It doesn't match her speaking voice, but we already talked about why that is. All right, let me take a sip. Yes, he's giving abusive. Yeah, I was sort of like, why are you getting so beside yourself? Right, Kempire? I'm wondering the same thing. I'm wondering what's going on. Martel, first of all, why are you so bothered by the song? You did cheat on her. She's a singer. Oh, you're mad because the kids are singing it? According to Melody, they don't know the song is about him yet. But the bigger issue, Martel, is not the song, it's what you did to their mama. Is what you did to their mama. Eventually, they will know about it. And they have not met this other sibling that are probably close in age to your youngest. Carol says Martel was talking all over Mel and called her song BS. The song is okay. The song is okay. In my opinion, I don't like that song. It's not for me. It's all right. I probably won't listen to it again. Susie, thank you. I just ordered my water bottle with your discount. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Oh, wait, hold on. Hey, Tracy. She says, I don't like the song, but the video's cute. I need to watch the video. I should have watched the video and not just listen to the song, because I've heard the song before. Excuse me. Allie says, kids figure things out faster than we imagine. It's true. And they know there's a difference in the situation now, because Martel doesn't live at the house anymore. Martel does not live at the house anymore. Guys, we have over 250 something people watching. Be sure to like this video if you haven't liked it already. I'm going to drop the calling link, because I do want to hear what you guys have to say about the latest episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville. As you know, we recap it here every single week, a live recap of it. And I love having these conversations with you. And let me drop the call-in link now. And also, don't forget, we do have a new episode of my podcast where we talk about hot topics that I haven't talked about anywhere else. And I share information. I even share some personal medical information this episode. Kempire Radio on all podcast platforms. The links are available at kempireradio.com, or you check out the links in the description of this video. All right. Hold on. Denise says, Kempire, Melody can't sing. She sounds terrible. And she started the whole thing when she called him over to talk. He wasn't bothering her at all. I agree. That's why I felt like it was pre-produced. That's why I felt like it was a pre-produced moment. I really felt like it was a pre-produced moment. But All right, let's take some calls. Let me see what you guys are saying. I'm gonna bring up Danielle. Danielle, they're gonna really think that you paying your way to get on here. Danielle, I can't hear you.
Not paid by Kempire.
Right? We need that name. What are your thoughts on this week's episode?
Where do we start?
Oh my God.
Okay, so it really wasn't a lot in the beginning. The beginning was the continuation of last week's episode.
But what do you think about that whole conversation though between Kimmy and Tisha?
So Tisha is really irking my last nerves once again this season. And I appreciate, okay, so let me give her a little bit of credit. I do see some maturity and growth in Tisha from season to season. Now I feel like the situation with Jalen, her growth has now become growth in pettiness and it's gone back to immaturity. Piggybacking on last week, that whole thing about him sending the emails, you all not jumping in and help him out when the staff leaves or quits or whatever, that's a whole problem. And the fact that they don't even realize that they needed to step in. Moving forward to the end of the conversation this week, I appreciate, once again, we always appreciate Kimmy and how she steps up to the plate. She's a mature one. She even kind of almost like backed down to what she was saying just to try to clear the way to make this a better situation. And Tisha just doesn't get it. She is not clicking in her head. And I feel like she gave Kimmy the hug back to just try to seize the moment and play into it. But I don't think there was any sincerity in it. Like she just
because her confessional was shady as hell.
Her confessional was shady. And I think she thinks that's cute. Like that's not cute. I would rather to see you as a mature woman who gets it and apologize. And then even with last week when she felt like Jalen was wrong for asking about how they were based on the relationship with him and her and his mom, Tisha and Kimmy. I think that was a very valid point before Jalen to ask, because we've seen that Tisha is immature. She's immature enough to be that petty where I ain't fooling with your mother right now. So I'm gonna take this out on you. You're gonna do after this. And it might not, she might not say it in her head like that, but I can see her playing it out where, I'm just sick of Kimmy. I'm just sick of him. And it's not even about that. She's trying to say she knows how to separate the business from personal. You don't. You haven't shown us that you're that mature and you don't know how to do that. Now, as far as her and Marceau, Marceau is definitely still there for the sake of the kids. And in a sense, old school Southern, I get it. I appreciate it. But we recognize and we've learned that that's not always good because kids recognize, and kids are resilient. They know how to get over and readjust and get acclimated to their new.
Do you think that they're making it about the kids, and I'm talking in general, not just about the show, that people make it about the kids because they're not as resilient?
Yes, because I believe that when it comes to Martel and Melody, I believe Melody really got pregnant with that fourth child to keep Martel home, thinking it was going to keep him home. Because remember, Coleslaw wasn't pregnant yet. Coleslaw was still around.
Not Coleslaw.
But she wasn't pregnant yet. I believe that Melody was trying to believe Martel. Oh, baby, I'm sorry. I'll never do it again. Whoop, de whoop, whoop. But I believe she got, because there's so many years in between that new baby and that third child. So I believe she got pregnant on purpose, thinking it was going to keep him home and keep him occupied with this new baby, and it didn't work.
What, in the 1980s are we doing?
Right, but to your point, that's again the adults trying to make it about the kids when it's really about them.
Yeah.
They don't know how to walk away. And at this point, Melody is now on national-wide television network, and your life is being displayed. So now you look like a fool if you continue to stay. So she had to leave to save face for herself. So I do agree with you that adults try to make it about the kids when it's really about them.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm gonna bring up in my opinion for her comments. In my opinion, what's going on?
Hey, Kempire, how are you?
I'm well. How are you doing today?
Oh, I'm fine. Let me tell you something. That was a hot mess. The whole episode was a hot mess, okay? Tisha is from Bessemer, so I don't know if you know nothing about Bessemer, Alabama, but they real, like, slow like that. in Bessemer. Okay.
I mean, let's not call them slow.
I can't make this up. Like, even with the degrees, I'm surprised she made it this far. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to show you the real Bessemer, okay? Like, yes, like nobody in Alabama is trying to move to Bessemer. It's like it's almost like Project Living without staying in the project.
Oh, is that when they refer to the other side of the tracks on the episode?
Yes, it's like, let me tell you, you got shotgun houses down there, then you got the houses.
Wait,
where
what's the shotgun house?
You know the shotgun house, you know the house that's almost falling down, but they still staying in it, you know what I'm saying? And somebody can go down to the courthouse and buy it just if they pay the property tax on it.
Shut up.
It's really crazy. But yeah, and then you got Lipscomb right on the other side of the railroad tracks, and then it's supposed to be more upscale, and it's got a few little white folks in there. The houses look a little bit. Yeah, so when they say cross the track, that's what they mean. You know what you cross the track.
See,
you better lock your nose.
This is why I love when you guys call in, because you give me. I grew up in New York, so I don't really know a lot about.
Well, see, I'm in Center Point, Alabama. We don't never. Let me tell you, and Bessemer is like 30 minutes away from me. Okay. Don't never go that way.
Tell us more.
I'm like, what in the? What?
Yeah. So, you know, she went to one of those, they went to them rough schools over there too, because, you know, the schools pretty much affect how you know, whatever area you in. It's like here, if you're in a good area, then your kids get a great education, like great education. But if you're in like a low, and I hate saying this, but this is how they do us. If you're in a low area, then your kids don't get the best education. Like kids that's in the seventh grade. Kids that's in the seventh grade is getting taught like third grade work. And it's sad, but that's how it works. You know what I'm saying? So when you go off in the real world, like other people may look smarter than you, but it's not. It's just the way you were taught. You know, if you was taught in a low academic school, then that's the way you. But that's why she had those slow moments. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure all that made her insecure. So to be on TV from that part of town, baby, I'm glad. Baby, I'm telling you, all of them was happy to be on that TV. Okay. Because Bessemer gets no love here.
Oh my God. I know people from Bessemer will be in the comments. It is what it is. What were your other thoughts on
let me tell you something. This is my thing, okay? By Mel being a producer on the show, I feel like she knows what she's doing, because let me tell you something. I've stayed in Huntsville too. Huntsville is not all that, okay? It's not. It's just not. Pretty much it's the Space Center, then you got a whole bunch of restaurants. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, you have nothing else to do down there. So it's not all that, okay? Okay, another thing is, Mel did that on purpose, okay? She knew exactly what buttons to push to get him over the edge. Martel was cool. He hadn't said nothing to her. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't acting out of character. But because she's a producer on this show, and she knows how to produce that drama, she provoked until she got that out of him. Because notice, when they had that conversation, she went from one subject to the next subject to the next subject. Well, how you doing? What the kids said? You know, I didn't know your mama took off. Oh, your mama took off. Oh, that's fine. Then she switched from that. She went straight to, well, I went and talked to the girl that you had on Instagram. She went from that to, oh, well, my video finna come out. You know what I'm saying? Like, she just kept trying to get him over the edge. Like, she was trying to get him to the point where he was snapped.
Yep. And
then when he snapped and everybody tried to take him to the side to calm him down, she still was talking like, y'all want to see my video? Y'all want good? They asked you about that video on the bus. If you really wanted to show them that video, then you should have showed it to them on the bus.
Mm-hmm. It's
about buying that drama. And then this stuff with Jalen, let me tell you something. To have your own restaurant, first of all, everybody tells you your first 2 or 3 years, you're gonna be there every day and night. That's your baby. Okay? How you gonna put your baby off on somebody else that ain't got no experience? And then when he fall down, you be like, oh well, the way to success is to dust yourself off. Nigga, you supposed to be dusting yourself off. This your baby, not his. I'd have walked down there and left them keys on that counter.
All right, I want to we have quite a line backstage. I'm gonna get to some more callers, guys. Stay on the line, all right? Styles by JB, I'm gonna bring you up. What's going on, Styles by JB? All right, we have quite a line backstage. I'm gonna get to some more. You gotta turn me off over there. Okay, ready? There we go. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm well. What are your thoughts?
Alive, yay. So to start, I think Destiny can go. Destiny can go because she gets so defensive about trying to speak when somebody talk about her marriage. Like she don't really want to give you the details about it. And I feel like Mel was wrong for first when she apologized to the friend for what Martel said on social media, but she left town without telling him. And that wasn't fair. Like, communicate with him. I think Mel set Martel up for the okie dokie a lot because of what he did, and people fall for it. No matter how she feel about him and what he did to her, that doesn't take away what kind of dad he is. So as much as I dislike my ex, I can't bash him to my son because that is just not fair. She shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah.
But I feel like she did ruin the trip when she showed up too. I do feel like that. And she made it about her. It's just like everything became about Mel all of a sudden, in my opinion. So
okay. All right. I love it when people give us a different perspective. Thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you.
Fine. All right. Let's see. Adrian, I'm going to bring you up. What's going on, Adrian?
Hey, how you doing, sweetheart? First time calling in. Been watching. I'm good. I've been watching for a while. My first time calling. I'm in New York too. Calling from Brooklyn.
Hey. Wait. Are you willing to be on Love and Marriage Brooklyn?
No, I'll be on the Real Housewives of Brooklyn. No.
Oh, okay. Either one. Okay.
Let me tell you something. Mm-hmm. Let me tell you something. First of all, Tiffany can go. I don't want to see her no more. I don't want to see her no more because one thing I don't like is when somebody come in new, and I feel like that's kind of a part of the conversation Dusty's going to get into next week for the previews. Don't come in hot in a situation making comments about the dynamics of the situation, the relationship. You don't even know these people. And one thing that she did that set me completely off was when she called Mel a baby mama. That is not his baby mama. That is his ex-wife.
Yeah.
Period. I don't care if they are doing. And I made the mistake. I actually did that one time. My parents got divorced, and I my father called, and I said, "Mom, your baby daddy on the phone," and she lost it. And I didn't get it. Now I'm married and I have my own children, so I understand now. But I said that joke to my mother in high school. I said, "Your baby daddy," but she lost it. That is not my baby daddy. That is my ex-husband. Don't ever refer to me as that. So Tiffany knew what she was doing when she was calling Mel a baby mama, and I ain't here for her. I don't want to see her no more. And her husband seemed like he got more sense than her. Messy. Yeah, but it's coming off as you looking for a moment. She's just looking for a moment. And did she get an introduction package? Maybe I didn't see that episode, but I don't know anything about her husband, except they got married in a baseball field. I don't know nothing else about her and what else they do. But I'm gonna need you to give me something else or get this woman off my screen. And why her husband can't rein that in, I don't understand. Because my husband would never let me sit there and be messy like that, especially with no strangers. But moving on. Mel, yeah, she did overproduce that because I feel like this her show. Everybody know that. This is about her and her circle of friends. Okay. So yeah, she probably was doing the most, playing it up for the cameras and all of that and whatnot. However, Martel, in my opinion, will forever be bothered about the fact that Mel had the audacity to leave. She was not supposed to leave. She was supposed to be a good Southern woman and let him cheat in peace. What she was not supposed to do was take matters into her own hands and leave him. That is why he will forever be mad at her. Forever. And at the end of the day, I'm sorry. You should have, as a married couple, to me, I feel like this is the kind of man that immediately, goes into being childish. As a married couple, as them kids' father, y'all should have sat down and explained what was going on. These children are having a completely different experience than we did. With all this social media, they're going to find out. This is not the 80s. This is not the 90s. You cannot hide stuff from them and then tell that, no. Y'all, number one, y'all are all over this national show. This is all over the place. And their oldest, it looked like they in like late elementary, maybe early junior high-ish age. Come on, you mean to tell me that girl that whatever is not going to know? They're going to know. But instead, he throws a hissy fit. Now, yeah, Mel overproduced that scene. But what bothered me was his aggression. And I'm going to tell you one thing that stuck out to me. He did not care about them cameras. He didn't care about them other grown men. Maurice trying to pull him back. I'm sure they have security. He didn't care about any of that and charged at her. I don't care what you mad at. If that's what he would do with the cameras are around, my God, what was he doing in their house? I don't want to put no accusation. I don't want to put no accusation out there because I don't know them people. But if you got comfortable, you know what I'm saying? You that comfortable to charge at her like that with all these other men around, cameras all over, and you doing that anyway because you so mad about something. God only knows what them kids have seen. Don't act like you care about the kids now. He's like, don't clutch your pearl. Oh my God, the kids. Oh my God, the kids. And at some point, look, why are you so mad? Everybody keeps talking about this other baby. That's your baby. It just is. Like, sir, look, at some point, not only they're going to know about your affair, they're going to know about this other sibling. How big is Huntsville? You mean to tell me that at some point they're not going to run into, you know what I'm saying? So I'm sorry, sir, this is on you. Be a man, put your big boy drawers on and handle your business. If you need to have this conversation with your children, then you're just going to have to sit down and have it. You feel me?
Yep, most definitely. Adrian, stay on the line. I'm going to bring up Twan the Don. Twan,
okay, baby.
What it do? Good afternoon, everyone. Happy Sunday.
Yes. What are your thoughts on this?
Okay, baby, when I tell you I finally got a chance to watch it on Saturday live because I work my part-time job on the weekend, but listen, I'm like an African. I got several jobs. I am going to agree with the young lady that just spoke because he do have an anger problem, which has been shown on the show, and I know it's not just for cameras because he really don't care about nothing when he gets to that level, and I think that's why his mother. I think he probably has seen that from his father with his mom, and that's probably a lot of built up tension from his childhood that he has no idea. He's almost like the Phoenix. It's like when that power come out, it's like it's over. Marcel, I can't stand that man. That man right there. I don't like how he treats Tisha. And Tisha, she is a bit annoying, but nobody deserved to be treated like that. But after 15 years of being with a person, I could probably understand a little bit. Because like you could tell like in the scenes when they kiss, did a little quick little peck, it's no meaning towards it. She's all in it, and he's like, I'm just doing it because you want to do it. I don't really want to touch you. He looks like he's just so disgusted by his wife, and I'm interested to see how this is going to play out in the future seasons because they might be the next couple to go get that good old divorce. I don't like that new girl. What's her name? Tiffany.
Tiffany.
I don't like her. Like the other caller said, she has really no chill. She just comes out and trying to find her moments, but you want to sit back and be like, oh my God, that's just not who I am. You know exactly what you're doing because in your confessionals, you give it all like Candace do. You all, yeah. You got to run your mouth in your confessionals. But when you're face to face, you're all this emotional person. And I also did like last Saturday when she had sat there and had that conversation with her husband about how Maurice kept reiterating what he was saying. And I get, and then also to be black, we know what we have against us in society. So regardless if nobody didn't die, regardless if nobody didn't get, hurt, we living in a whole different day and age where now social media, this goes around quickly. Somebody gonna spin this story like it's a game of telephone. By the time it gets around, it's going to change several times. So they need to look at that as like a death, because you're making his son out to look way worse without your intention being that way. But accept it and don't say nothing else. I don't like when people want to sit here and give a but. It's nothing about it. Like I'm sorry. It shouldn't have happened because if that was my kid and somebody mentioned it, I don't even know you. And I think that was the biggest problem. We don't even know you, and you're talking about my son. and what he's doing. How do you know? Because what was you doing by the bathroom? If he's in the bathroom vaping, how would you know he was in the bathroom vaping if your son or your child wasn't in the bathroom with them? And if your child was in there vaping with him, I mean, if he was in there vaping, then your child was vaping.
My thing is, just, in that particular situation, I would have respected it more if her son was involved in the incident and it didn't show her son in the best light either. But it was just about Monster, and I didn't like that. I just want to Allie, I just want to say thank you so much for the super chat. Co-parenting is not always easy, especially when one parent is angry and unforgiving. Believe me. Allie. Go ahead, Twan.
But I am going to say, like, I just think, and I get it. A lot of this stuff be so chopped up, so we can only judge it off of what we see. And it could have been way different than what we actually know, because those things got to get chopped up for a particular reason, and theatrics and dramatics and all the other craziness. So I get it. I try not to get so upset when I see it, because I know, just like how in Potomac Housewives, when the new girl, she said Candace did apologize later on. Whether or not they're going to edit out, that's on them. So I get it. Certain things do be happening, but I just think what people need to really do is just really leave kids out of it. I don't know why she brought that up, and whether that was her job or her assignment. You an adult, and I get you on this show trying to get a bag, but don't sell yourself for a bag. Don't sell yourself that short.
Okay, we're gonna round up this conversation, but I do want to say thank you to Styles by JB for the super sticker. Love it. Okay, I'm gonna round out the conversation. I'm gonna start with Danielle. Last minute thoughts and what you're looking forward to for next week from Love and Marriage Huntsville.
Oh goodness. So I have a whole nother mouthful about this episode, but I'm gonna leave it alone. I want to see what Destiny is gonna come with this whole iced tea but I need Destiny to stop being so freaking childish and stop bringing that back up. You can't sit up here and keep telling me that you're over this and we've talked about it, but yet you keep bringing it up. You're like a woman, really, when they argue with men and keep bringing up old arguments, trying to prove a point. Like, you're not proving a point. Stop beating this dead horse. You said you were over. You said you walked away, but when you walked away, you were upset about it. And again, you don't even have a story. And maybe this is Destiny's storyline. That's why she keeps bringing up, because she doesn't. The chicken man is not there. She won't talk about why she and the chicken man are divorced. And she won't talk about, only thing we know about Destiny and the chicken man, he didn't help her move. He didn't really introduce her to his family and stuff. Everything we know about their situation seems so forced. I feel like she tried to force herself on the chicken man, trying to find herself a man with a little bit of coin in his pocket because he has a chicken business. And she was trying to come up on something. But I'm looking forward to that, but I wish I was there to help Tiffany write the snapbacks, because Tiffany is going to sit there and take it, and then and we don't know this, I'm assuming, but then going to go off and try to feel like the woe is me and I'm the victim. But that's because you got red. And I don't know. I don't want Destiny to go, though. If we keep giving because Destiny does not come with anything, and we're giving Destiny a chance. If we're going to give Destiny a chance, we got to give Tiffany a chance. And maybe Tiffany will clean up her act next season. But based on what Carlos King tweeted, everyone is loving Tiffany from what he said on his Twitter one day.
I did see that. I mean, look, I'm okay with Tiffany come back. She doesn't annoy me like Leah from New York does.
Yeah, I like Tiffany, so I'm with you. I want to see what she gives. But I do think the whole thing with Monster, like what she said to Destiny needs to get over it. The whole piece with Monster, I feel like she was wrong. The tears and all the back talk and the confessionals, cut it out, girl. Have that mouth in the moment and not after the fact. But she the same way. Tisha's the same way. Tisha, have your mouth in the moment and not after the fact.
True that not Tiffany could go. I'm open to giving look, I don't love Tiffany. I don't love her behavior, but it's good for reality TV. But she needs to stand in what she's saying. She needs to stand in what she's saying.
Coach her though, since Melody is produced, and I can't give Melody producer, but I know she has the title. But how do we know it's just that what are those things called? When they don't really produce, they just get the title.
Oh, just sort of like glorified? Glorified,
yes. I think she's a glorified producer. Because remember, that's what what's her face on Married to Medicine? What's the one that
Mariah?
Yes, Mariah wasn't a real producer; she was glorified. So I feel like that's what Mel is. But if Melody is really producing, I believe Melody is also coaching Tiff on how to play this.
I mean, look, Look, it might be glorified, but Carlos has said that it was her idea, this particular show or version of this show. So it might be just giving her credit for the idea.
The whole show was her idea. Remember the outtake show? The whole show was her idea. It was supposed to be a big swing on a comeback group and trying to get Huntsville on the map. Well, surprise, you did it. You won, but now you got to give us some more and don't give us this pre-produced foolishness. Give me the real thing. And I like them because they were real friends, and we see, and this is what we've been saying about Housewives, give us people who really know each other, who are nobodies, and let's watch it grow and see what it becomes. And here it is, we have this with Huntsville, and Housewives need to hire Carlos back and just get over it.
Well, Danielle, we always appreciate your opinion. Thank you so much for calling in. Have a great rest of your Sunday. I will see you at Potomac time, 9:30 p.m.
Potomac in the comments, guys.
Bye. In my opinion, final thoughts?
Okay, I'm going to give you a quick rundown real quick, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Tiffany needs to go, okay? I'm sorry, okay? Because this is the thing. It's okay to throw your shade when you want to, but it's getting to the point now she's throwing shade everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Mel's her friend. So that whole baby mama comment, it affected Mel. You know what I'm saying? Because now you producing her down, you degraded her down to a baby mama when in actuality she was married to this man. You know what I'm saying? They had a whole life together. So no, she's not a baby mama. She's the ex-wife. You're going to put that name, put it right, okay? Because it's so many women out here that we forget that their wife role means something. You know what I'm saying? It's not just a title you get. It means something. You know what I'm saying? Like, you put your blood, sweat, and tears into that. Okay, another thing is, let me tell you something. Destiny always have said from jump, she's quiet. She don't want her business out there in the street. I get that. But if you didn't want your business on the street, you know you were going to be on national TV. You know people going to want to know your business. So why you come on the show if you didn't want your business out in the street? Okay, I get being quiet and keeping your business to yourself. But it's got to be at a certain point where you say, hey, well, I ain't going to be on this show because I don't want my business out there. Mm-hmm. Now, you know, I done heard about the rumors of infidelity in their marriage, and that was the reason why it broke up.
Oh.
I can't wait for that to come out. On both parts.
Oh.
Both been out there cheating.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and I heard it was controversial on if the baby was actually his or not. So,
oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Oh my God. All right. Okay, and then for Tisha, I think Tisha need to grow some backbones. You know what I'm saying? Her mama got enough balls for both of them. She need to just grow some of it. That's what what she worried about, you know? Insecurity, you can't be insecure if you're fully invested in yourself. She need to get in that mirror and tell herself she's everything she need to be. And get out of that mirror and leave it. So, baby. All right. All. Thank you so much for calling in.
Okay.
Good one. Bye. Adrian, final thoughts on Love and Marriage Huntsville?
Hey, yeah, so I'm gonna have to agree with the last caller. In my opinion, I believe that was her name, because I heard the same thing. Them Alabama streets was talking. They say it's a possibility that baby wasn't her husband's, and that's why they got divorced. That's why she don't want to talk about it. But I don't know them people, so that's just what they say in Alabama. That's what I heard. I got family down there. That's what they had said. But anyway, I knew that marriage was doomed when she first talked about not taking that man's last name. Look, I don't know what man from the South she dealing with that thought that was gonna be okay. My husband is from Texas. He would not be having that. I've been married 8 years, Kempire. There's no way in this world. And I'm looking at like, girl, you couldn't at least hyphenate, just meet that man halfway. But she ain't even want to do that. I was watching, I was like, oh, they ain't gonna last. They're not gonna last. I could tell by the way he was acting. That one scene where they were at the dinner together with Mel and Martel, it just, something about it, you could just tell they wasn't gonna last. Moving on. Okay, in terms of Tisha, this is my last comment. I'm so over this girl, I don't know what to do, but she is good for the show. One thing I will say is that the thing that bothers me about Tisha and her relationship with Kimmy is that she is refusing to admit that she was, just like last week when they had that whole side chick thing. I'm looking at Maurice sideways for letting them other men say that about his wife publicly and he didn't check them, but that's a conversation for another day. I feel like she is intentionally obtuse as to why Kimmy don't fool with her. She don't fool with her because you sat up there and also Kiki with Kaya were calling Kimmy all types of side chick. That's why Kimmy don't fool with her. She Kiki, I don't know if it was an actual episode. I don't know if the scene in its entirety played out, but it was a flashback that I remember seeing in one of them episodes. I was like, that's why Kimmy don't fool with her, because you sat there and kiki with that girl, calling her all types of side chicks. And and to me, I felt like that's exactly, it was confirmed to me when I watched that. I said, that's why Kimmy don't fool with y'all. And then lastly, this whole thing about her asking Maurice to be watching his brother. Listen, there's never ever been a time where I had to ask my husband's friends or relatives to make sure he's on his best behavior. I can't with that. Like, that's a grown man. If you can't trust a grown man to be on his best behavior while he go out with his boys for a night, you need to be reevaluating your entire marriage, not pulling your brother-in-law to the side and say, hey, I need you to make sure your brother don't cheat on me when y'all go out later. Because at the end of the day, that was the long and short of what she said.
Yeah.
And to me, there's no, I'm sorry. Like, I couldn't stay in a marriage like that where I'm constantly, and all that gives me is that he is either cheated on her before, which is making her eternally insecure, or I feel like he plays on her intelligence and just kind of plays emotional games. Marcel seems very emotionally abusive to me. He's very emotionally abusive. It's the gaslighting, it's the non-funny jokes, it's the I can't take this seriously, even when she's trying to go to therapy and save y'all. Man, girl, I feel like what's her name? I feel like Whoopi in Ghost. You in danger, girl. You got other issues that are so much bigger that you need to be worried about. She does.
Yeah.
And and I'm not saying this as somebody. I've been married. I am married, and I'm watching this like, oh, girl, you got some other stuff going on. Y'all got to work out that don't got nothing to do with the show or anything. Y'all got some other things going on.
Yeah,
and I need her to be real. I need her to be real with that, because I'm sorry, there's no way in the world you should be asking no grown man to babysit your husband. And that's all on that. I'm gonna make sure. I'm gonna be in the comment tonight for Potomac so I can watch them hoes act a fool and see what your commentary is about that as well. I'm here for it. I love you. Sending you love from Brooklyn, and I'll see you tonight, boo.
Thank you so much, Adrian. All right. Thank you, Twan. Final thoughts on this. Wait, before I do that, I just want to say, I want to ask the chat a question. Guys, first of all, our replay crew, I want to know your thoughts on the latest episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville. The question I have for the replay crew and the question I have for the live chat, do you think that Marceau cheated on Tiffany before? Yes or no in the chat. Twan, what do you think?
I'm going to make mine nice and short. Remember the show Southern Charm New Orleans?
Yeah, everyone keeps telling me to watch it, and I hear it's not coming back.
Yeah, it got canceled, which in my opinion, I'm really distraught about it, because it was like, dang, what's his name? Oh God, it was the husband to the news anchor chick. She worked at the news station. They used to show like little clips of him like nude or whatever, like getting in the shower. And what I was gonna say for next week or continue on this show, I think they need to give us some little cheap shots of Martel when he's like out of his clothes or something, because that's what I look forward to. I would love to see that goddamn body exposed a little bit more, because when listen, I don't care what anybody say, that body right there, especially since he divorced her or they divorced each other, man, he been really pumping some iron. So I'm that's what I'm looking forward to see. Screw everybody else. I want to see a whole scene of him like going in the shower.
No, Twan, you know what I'm looking forward to him to? I'm looking forward to him going to the gym and doing leg day. I'm gonna need those legs to be a little bit more proportional to the top.
Listen, all I want to see, I want to know what gym he going to. I'm about to catch a flight. I'm about to be working out working my fingers in my camera. I gotta get a good view, especially in the shower. That body right there. Even though, yeah, I don't like no guy with no stilt legs. Upper body all strong and they walking on stilts. Like, come on, work on the legs a little bit. But that body is everything. So I'm sorry. That's all I had to say. Everybody else, they like co-castmates. He's the main character I want to see, but I just want him to be shirtless like a whole season, like a whole episode at least. Get me shirtless, all I'm
How did
sweating.
it get to this place? How did it get to this place?
Cause when I was just looking at him in that tank top in the kitchen, I'm like, God dang, dang, oh my God, look at, oh, and and I love Marcus. I love him when he's Marcus because he seems so much easier with the group now that he's not in that relationship no more. It's like because he need them more than he thought. So I do like him now more so before.
Mm.
And I'm excited to just see more of him just try to evolve. Because to be honest, no matter how good looking he is, he will only be good for a FUCK. I would never date a guy like that. He has a very horrible attitude, and he's childish. He don't and he don't own up to nothing. And it's a lot of tit for tat, and that's not an adult like attitude that I could deal with. So
No.
if he could just mature and start really accepting and ownership in what he do instead of pointing the finger or try to, but you did this, so I did that. Like if he could just do that for me, I would like him so much more. But other than that, he could just keep his mouth shut, smile, and be shirtless and sweaty, and I'd be happy.
Oh my goodness. All right, Twan. Thank you so much for calling
Happy
in.
Sunday.
You too. I love how Twan brings it to that level on a Sunday. But you know what? We all laugh. We all laugh. And I love hearing your opinions, guys. This is our weekly Love and Marriage Huntsville recap. We went over a little bit more than an hour, but it was fun. I love hearing the opinions because it gives me a whole new perspective on this show. And as I've always said, I want to hear more of your opinions. Replay crew. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section. Of course, let's have adult conversation and weigh in on some of the things that I said and what some of the callers said. But again, be respectful. Shout out to everyone that was a part of the live chat. Shout out to my mods. Shout out to everyone that sent in a super chat or super sticker. I appreciate you supporting the channel. And we have reached over 39,000 subscribers here on the Kempire Daily YouTube channel, where you get daily and consistent content all the time. And if you missed out on anything, be sure to check it out here on the Kempire Daily YouTube channel. We're live also on Facebook. Be sure to follow me there, the Kempire and Kempire Daily on Facebook. We're live on Twitch and Twitter. That was a mouthful. So I got to take a sip from my coldest water bottle. Guys, get your coldest water bottle today. They come in multiple different colors and sizes from 12 ounces to a full gallon. Get 10% off when you use the code KEMP10. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel in any way that you can, watching, liking, buying things. Look, we will be back later for our Real Housewives of Potomac recap at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. We do it every single Sunday here on the channel, so be sure to check that out. Thank you again to everyone that was here. I will talk to you guys later. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.